Hey everyone, welcome to the Homestead. I'm Kim and this is the Homestead. Today you get no view of me whatsoever because I am so past a hot mess it's not even funny. Okay, so I wanted to do a quick video and show you what the goats have accomplished. We put this little temporary fence up to where we can move it around and put them out on it to get rid of the kudzu. If you don't know what kudzu is, it is the vine that is taking over the south. See all of that green stuff over there? It climbs all the way up the trees. It will kill the trees if you don't get it off of the trees. The vines will get thicker and thicker and it'll just come back year after year. This area here, the kudzu was coming into the yard like that area is, and you have to keep it mowed back to keep it from growing on in the yard. It will put down roots and then it will just be a battle to try to get rid of. So we put this fencing up. It goes through the woods a little bit, but our main goal of it was up that hill there. At the top of it is our pond, and once the kudzu starts growing, then you can't get up to the pond until winter time. And so we wanted the goats to get up there and to keep that cleared off. Well, we fenced it, and then we had a couple of weeks that they couldn't go on it because we had fencing issues. If you deal with electric fence and animals, then you know what I'm talking about. So anyways, it took us a couple weeks to finally get it figured out and fixed, and so the goats have been on this area again for about 3 weeks now. And all of this through here, even up at the pond, was just like that back there. I mean, just totally loaded, really tall. You can see what they've done here. Let's move you a little closer. How the kudzu pretty much killed out this little tree. But it was just like a mound of kudzu. You could not tell that there was even a little tree here. It was just big, solid clumps of kudzu everywhere. And they have cleared all of this. Now, it was right up to the fence line, and they have cleared it all the way back there through the little wooded area. And let's go on up here with you. Yes, the rooster is crowing. So I'll show you on back through there. The fence goes in a couple of different directions. We just stretched it as far as we could. The camera lens is banging on this, driving me nuts. But yeah, they are doing a great job at clearing it all out. Again, you could not see anything through here except a carpet of kudzu. And so they have really done a good job. Now there's a tree that still has some trees, smaller, that still have kudzu all over them. They can't reach that yet, but if you know anything about kudzu, it can grow up to a foot a day. So it will grow on down and they will be able to reach it. And then we'll have to go in there and cut the vines so that they're not getting any nutrients from the ground. And then that kudzu on those trees will die off, and then we can pull vines off of it. But let's move on. Baby goats are getting big. Woohoo! Excuse me, it's a gazillion degrees out, and I overheat and start coughing. Hey, goaty goats. Hey, babies. They've knocked their slide over. There we go. Some of the babies and the chickens. You can hear the fencer clicking. And they think that I'm going to give them grain, so they probably will not be quiet while I'm up here. Okay, so let's try to zoom you in so that you can see the work that they've done up on the hill there. There we go. Still a lot of kudzu. Before we had the fencing problems, they almost had that cleared of the kudzu. And then they were off of it for 2 weeks, and the stuff grew back with a vengeance. And so they've been working on it. You can see all 4 strands of wire up there on the fence post. So they do have it down enough that you can actually see that. But they're doing a good job. We've been able to get up to the pond. Little has been up there fishing a ton of times. And so it's working, but they'll keep working on it. They have access to it all day long. So they'll keep working on it and get it taken care of. There's a red bird on the fence post, cardinal. Oh, goodness. But anyhow, everything else around here is a mess. Little had an accident. He wrecked on his bicycle on the blacktop and broke his collarbone. So he is out of commission for 6 weeks. Thankfully, he doesn't have to have surgery. So, yeah, we're dealing with that. Everything's pretty much... Yeah, we heard you, boy. Everything's pretty much the same with my mom. And we've just been working, trying to get things done, which doesn't seem to be getting anywhere, but it is what it is. And so we just do what we can, and what we can't, we'll figure out when to do later. If you're a homesteader, you know there's always something to do. And so we've just got an extremely full schedule, so things don't tend to get done. Well, Mark works a lot of hours, so you know, I can't really get out and about here as much as I would like because, well, for one, we homeschool and farm, and we do resell on eBay. I didn't have the camera pointing to that baby he was playing. It was cute. Sorry, you missed it. There he goes. He's trying to play again. Those are 2 little boys playing right there. And so, you know, it's a full schedule that we have. Normal stuff, homeschooling, taking care of my mom. Now, Little has a broken collarbone, so there's a lot of things that he can't do right now. And so we're having to help with that, and then the farming and all that fun stuff. Another thing we've been doing is, if you have animals, then you know. Well, God bless you, Poppy. Where you at? There you are. Then you know that feed costs for animals has gone through the roof. I mean, it's insane. They're wanting $6 or $7 a bale of hay here, and it's not even the good size hay. It's little tiny bales, which I find absolutely ridiculous. I do understand the farmers' costs and stuff. I am very aware of that, but years ago we had horses, and Texas had a huge drought. But up north where we lived, the hay was plentiful. And so Texas started sending up semi-trucks to take loads and loads of hay down to them. And so the farmers around, where everyone, and we were in a big 4-H area, so lots and lots of animals around. And so the farmers started charging prices that they were getting for the hay that they were shipping to Texas. So at that time, before that happened, we were paying $1.50 to $2 a bale of hay. And when that happened, they jumped the prices up to $5 a bale. Well, what happened is the farmers sold plenty of hay to Texas. But what they caused was all the people in their local area that bought hay from them year after year after year had to sell off their animals because they could not afford they could not afford the $5 a bale. So the farmers made good money during that time, but they kind of put a nail through their foot. And it took them years to recoup from charging that much for hay because everybody got rid of their animals. They could not afford $5 a bale. Now the prices of hay is even higher with other things going on in the world. We hear you, boy. We hear you. So I fear that the prices of hay is going to drive the hay farmers right out of business because people can only afford so much. And when it comes to paying $6, $7 or more for a small bale of hay, this is not the big good size square bales of hay, this is the small ones, then people are going to choose to pay their electric bill and to buy groceries for themselves rather than spending all of that extra money on their animals. So, yeah, I fear that the same thing is going to end up happening. They're just not going to be able to make as many sales before the people get rid of their animals, and then the farmers are left with no one to buy their hay at those prices. So anyways, if you're a hay farmer and you see this, I hope you take all of that into consideration because, yeah, that's exactly what happened up north, and it took the farmers years to recoup, to get their business back with lower prices. So that's not a good thing when you can't, you're growing the hay, you could be selling the hay, but it's priced too high. Whoops, sorry, my foot hit the tripod. It's priced too high for people to afford. So anyhow, blah, 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 blah. That's enough about that. I was showing you the goats in the kudzu. So anyways, I thought I'd give you just, let you watch the goats while I was talking. So another thing is what we're doing is the kudzu seems like such a curse for when you're wanting to do normal things. However, and it's not easy to control, especially if you don't have farm equipment to mow it down as if it were corn or hay or something like that, and to dry it and bale it. But kudzu, all the animals love it. These goats have been eating kudzu for weeks and weeks now, and they all look good and healthy. They're not getting hay. All this hay here is old hay that we're leaving there to kind of build up the soil. It will be moved to the garden, but right now, what? Yeah, of course, you'll pee right there where the camera is. Let's move it around. Give her a little privacy. So anyways, so what we've been doing is we have been cutting the kudzu. They tend to prefer the leaves. They will eat the softer vines, but they prefer the leaves. And so we've been cutting bucketfuls of kudzu and drying it to help with the feed cost. Now, is it an easy job or a quick job? Absolutely not. Let's walk on down here and let you see the kudzu and stuff as we're walking. Hopefully I don't shake the camera up too horribly much and make you all dizzy. If I do, I am so sorry. But anyways, we have also been cutting the grass and baling it up. Let me turn you here. We've got some to do still yet. It's good and dry now. But we figure every bale that we get is more time that we feed the animals without breaking our bank account. So anyhow, we're coming back down here away from the goats because I was actually out here cutting some kudzu and putting it in a bucket, and I left it down here. So there we go. That's a 5-gallon bucket. It takes, now you have to push it down really well. So this is my solution to that. Just push it down really good and tight in there and just keep filling until it gets all the way full, nicely, tightly packed in there. And then I take it and spread it out to let it dry. But I do that so that I know that it is actually a full bucket and not just a bunch of air and fluff in there. Now, we put it in a tote to figure out how much it actually is to make a bale out of it, and it takes 8 full pushed down buckets of kudzu to feed our goats for one day. So just to let you know, it's not an easy job, it's not a quick fix, but it will help. Also, the rabbits do really like it too. They like the leaves. They will not eat the stem of kudzu, but they will eat the leaves. And the cows love it too. So if you have cows, if you have goats, if you have rabbits, if you have kudzu, then you have a food source to start storing right now. Let me put this leg back down on the tripod. Little is calling his Nana's cats to the porch. He feeds them their cat food every day for her, since she cannot. And so that's what you were hearing. Yeah, there he goes. Good job, honey. So anyways, this is pretty much what's been going on. And I have been trying to make videos. I really have. But life has just been a big mess lately. So, not that I want to get down and out about that or anything. Life happens. Things happen. You just have to do the best you can and go from there. And that's what we've been doing. So, here we go. I'm going to end this video because I am totally just rambling now. So, you all have a great day. Thanks for watching. We love you. And God bless you.